And now that the fondant is on the cake, I've already cut out the paint job to go on the side, also with marshmallow fondant. Now, how I got these is I've pre-cut them out already. I let them out overnight to dry a little bit harder so it's easier to hold, and you can place them on the van accordingly. So what you do is you get the templates. Now, I downloaded images off the internet. Now, I don't have the copyrights for these images, so what I'll do is I'll attach a link to this video, and then you just click on the link and they just pop over to where I got them from and print them off accordingly. Then once you do that, I got some tracing paper and I basically copied the pattern, and then after that I cut out the tracing paper in some card, as card's a little bit harder, and then I placed it over on top of the fondant and then cut it a little bit roughly than I would have liked. I plan to, once it's on the van, I can knead it a little bit with a tool, a handy little tool. So there you go. If you're not entirely sure, you can always ask me a question later on. It's all good. Right, here we go. Now make sure that you've looked at the images and you know exactly whereabouts the paint job goes on, because I got a little bit confused, which isn't hard. Probably too much gin. Right, so it doesn't matter if it overlaps. You can always get a little scalpel, make sure it's clean and watch your little fingers. And then you just basically excess off there like that. Just take a little off, a little bit at a time, so you don't want to tear it too much. Now, if you do have a little bit of imperfections, it's okay, just wet your finger a little bit and just massage into your fondant. And you will hide some of it. It's not going to completely go away. Like there's a little imperfection there. But that's okay. And then just continue to do that all the way around. And if you want to tidy up the edges a little bit, you can always again get your scalpel and just basically tidy it up. And once you're happy with that, you get a little tool and you look at your images and then get your ruler. So once you've got that done, you want to get your ruler and your tool and measure and work out exactly where the door is and just all the little detail that you can actually put on your cake. So I'm going to do that now. And once you've done the impression of where the door and all the detail go, you want to get a little scalpel knife and cut in a little deeper. And you're also going to use that to cut out the window where you need to put in the white fondant. So I'll just show you, just flip this round here. And you just keep tidying the edges until you want it the way you want it. And now I'm just going to do I'm just going to repeat all that on the other side, and I'm also going to cut out the front. And now I've cut out all the windows and also the front. I've gone a little bit extra and I've drawn and painted out the Scooby gang, and I put it on gum paste. Didn't quite work well out as I expected. Next time I think I'll be doing it on fondant, but anyway, worked out okay. So now they're in there and the windows are done, and I've also gone a little bit forward. I've already put in the black fondant, and also I've started to put the Mystery Machine logo on there too. Now originally I did cut them out in fondant, and to be honest I didn't quite like the look. So I'm waiting for this to dry, and then basically you continue to build up until it's as dark as you want it. Now I did a stencil, so I did a stencil, cut out the words, and then plonked it on top like so, and got some edible paint, and then basically dabbed away. So I've done that side. I'm waiting for that to dry. So what I'll do while I'm waiting for that is I'll show you. Get a little roll of black fondant, roll that up like so. Get you a little bit of cornstarch so it doesn't stick to the board. Rub that down like so. Make sure your little little roller is nice and clean. Don't know with a dirty one now, do we? So you just roll that like that. You don't need much, but you want it as thin as you can. Ta-da-da. And then you just basically just tuck that under there as best as you can. Oh, that's perfect. And then you repeat the process on this wheel also. So now you're happy with that. I'll show you. You just basically get your little stencil, get some edible paint, just a little dash, bloop. Yeah, then you want to line it up as best as you can. So there you go. As you can see, it's not perfect, but you can add more detail once it dries, and you layer it up as you go along. So now that's drying, I'm going to flip this over the other way. And then basically just continue to paint this really. So now I've painted the Mystery Machine logo on both sides. They're still both a little bit damp, so I'm still having to wait for them to dry. I did actually smudge a little bit, but I just wanted to show you. I also did a stencil of the flowers, and I pretty much did the same process. Cut out a stencil and then painted, and I've also done both sides there. And they're a little bit damp still. So now what I also did was at the back added more detail, because it's a cartoon and obviously I wanted a black outline. So all I did was I got a little knife, measured and put down a line. Then I got some edible marker and then I marked it down where I carved. I already pre-made all the little details here. I'll show you in this camera. Boom, very easy. Roll out some fondant of the colour that you want, and then basically you just put a little circle on like so, and these are going to be the headlights. Dab a little bit with water, not too much, and then you just want to place it. Hold it in there for a second and hopefully it'll stay. And then you do the same at the front. With a dab of water. You just hold that in. Hopefully they'll stay. All the little details I got are handles. Very easy. Just basically roll out a little fondant and squeeze a little bit. There you go. Simple. And then you just place it in the right spot. It will stay. So there you go. I'll show you. There you go. And now I'm going to show you quickly how I made the wheels. Very simple. You get the excess cake that you had, if you haven't had any leftovers. Then you get a little round cutter and you cut it out like so, then get some black fondant and go over it. I use 2 layers of black fondant. Then you decorate it accordingly. And then you get your wheel. Then you get your little toothpick. Now you want to place your toothpick in your wheel first, and then you just pop it in like so. And voila! And there we go, one complete mystery machine. Now, before I go for a much needed drink, it's way past my drinking time. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I have putting this one together. I've never done this cake before, and this one will be popping up on my new website, hopefully soon. And also, to my bakey bees out there, if you know of any potential bakey bees in waiting, please let them know about little old me. I can't do this without you, and why would I? Please like and subscribe and comment on this video, and you will be in for a chance of winning the new Scooby-Doo movie on me. Please be safe, be well, and most importantly, be kind. And until next week, my little bakey bees, toodles. Now, where did I put that drink? Ah, here it is. Bye-bye.